Hey, what's up? Mechanic Pete here. Today we're going to be working on a 1996 Chevy K 1500 extended cab, 350 engine or 5.7 if you want the metric system. We're going to just change the fuel filter today. We're going to show you guys how to do that. We're going to use a 13/16 and that'll hold the nut on the back side of your fuel filter. It's actually a 20 millimeter, but a 13/16 will hold it also on there, like so. I usually use this end when I'm under there. If you have a 20 millimeter, use a fuel line wrench. That's what that is, so it goes around it. The other side, a 5/8 fits your fuel line coming onto the side that has a nut that goes into the flare fitting. So one on each side. Make sure that you put it in the rate of the flow. So from the engine, let's see, you want it to flow from your tank through and up to the engine. Very important that you put it that way, otherwise not going to flow. One thing I do when I change my fuel filter on the truck, undo your gas tank cap, take it off, because if there's a little pressure under there, it's going to keep bleeding on you. The pressure is going to be pushing fuel out down that line. So just take it off, let it sit like this while we do it. We're going to lose some fuel while we're doing this anyways, so you want to try to do this fairly quick so you don't take too big of a gas bath. Alright, so we're underneath on the driver's side, about where the seat is. Here's your fuel filter right here, and there's the two flare line nuts. If you follow this line up, it comes up onto this clip right here. There's two lines in it. You can take your first one out. I just take the edge of my wrench, kind of set it on the other line, and if you carefully lift it up, it should pop right out. Get it under there a little bit, kind of hook on the other one, and just lift it up real lightly, and it'll just kind of pop out of that. Do you see how that popped out? So now she's loose. So that'll help us when we take this out to be able to scoot this back, loosen, get both of them loose, undo them. You can slide it out. You're going to lose some fuel, so I got some rags down here. We're going to put little pile of rags up here. Keep one down. We got some buckets to throw our fuel filter in, catch a little of the fuel too, and then try to be quick. I have it jacked up right now just so that we can fit under here and film it, but usually you can do this with it laying on the ground. This might dump a little more fuel towards us, so hopefully we don't get too soggy. No smoking. All right. Get them on there. The 5/8 is a little snug because it's probably metric, and just break it loose. That one's loose. You know what they didn't give me? There's two brown fuel O-rings usually on the end of these lines. Make sure to get those brown fuel O-rings. That way that when you take this off, you can always replace your O-rings. So hopefully she doesn't tear the O-rings today because I don't have any. That one's loose. Sometimes you have to flip your wrench around to be able to get another bite on it. So let's continue taking that off. Oh, there we go. It's starting to leak a little bit, so I tightened it up just a turn. The fuel line wrenches are a little tricky to get onto the nut because you kind of got to fit them on there. Alright, we got the back one off. I haven't disturbed the fuel line so it's not leaking yet. This one's going to start here in just a second. So I'll come over the top here. There we come. So that one's loose now. So it's out. There's two little O-rings in there that are holding the pressure, or holding the fuel in. So when I take this off, she's going to start leaking. So I'm going to try to catch some of this. There you can see that O-ring on the end of the fuel line. So that one's kind of drained out. So just kind of set it up here and see how you can move that around because we took that out of that clip. So it gives you that being able to pull it back far enough to get that out of the fuel filter is why. Because then we have to pull the filter out this way. So now we're going to take it off from the tank. Take the back line loose. It should be, we can probably just wiggle the filter and slide it right out. There we go. And then just drop that right into your drain bowl. She's trying to leak on me here. There we go. Just like that. Kind of time dry everybody off. Set those aside. Like that. O-rings on this side too. Oh, I started it leaking again, so I'm plugging it with my thumb. I'm going to slip that in. Remember your flow. There's always an arrow marked on it. China's finest. And then you just kind of slip it back into this little plastic bracket. Take your hand off. There we go. Just thread that in. Just like that. The back one's in. So get your front one in. Work on getting it. You might have to pop this back end now. You can go ahead and just pull that. Oh, it's a lot tougher to get back in than it was taking it out. So you just kind of get it so that you can get your line started so you don't cross thread your line going in. That's started. Now that we can tighten up your fuel lines again. And you gotta just pop this back in to your little clip here. Just like that. Kind of grab your other line, push with your palm, and then put your thumb on the back of this one and get them and pull them at the same time, and they'll clip back into that little snap right there. If your truck's if it's cold day, that rubber's going to be hard and brittle, so try to do it where it's warm, or if it's a warmer day, so that the plastic will flex a little easier. Let's go out and put our gas cap back on. We'll turn the ignition on, make sure that we don't have any leaks down here, and you should be ready to roll. Gas cap on. Always put your gas cap on. 2-3 clicks. So when you get done with that, turn your ignition on. You'll hear your fuel pump usually buzz, and make sure that you don't have any leaks underneath. Otherwise you might need to tighten it up a little more, or make sure that you didn't cut one of the O-rings, or that one of the O-rings didn't fall off during installation. So other than that, Mechanic Pete out. Thanks for watching.